We saw in the second unit of this module how we can use AI to create lesson materials really quickly and easily. Remember the pub menu and the ordering food worksheet? AI is really good for producing material tailored to exactly the activity you have in mind. And if you don't have anything in mind, then remember AI is also good for making suggestions of things that you might like to do. Some examples of what you could ask AI to produce for you, just to get you started. We're sure you or your AI will have lots of other ideas as well. First up, warmers to let learners review material you covered last time or to start on work that you're going to be doing in class this time. Could be a grammar quiz, a exercise to practice the vocab that you met last time, or prompts for a discussion on a topic that's coming up next. Games, even adults enjoy games for a change from the traditional practice methods. AI could help you produce board games, card games, material that you can copy into other digital tools such as Wordwall or Quizlet. And reading doesn't have to be limited to the material that you can find in the textbook. AI can help you create passages that support exactly the grammar point that you're wanting to teach, comprehension passage on a topic that your learners are interested in, for example, or a passage that demonstrates the grammar that you're covering or revises the vocab that you studied last week. As we saw in 6.2, AI can produce role-play cards really easily. It can produce discussion cards for debates on particular topics. It can produce all kinds of worksheets on anything that you want to practice. And pronunciation help. If you have a particular sound that you're practicing with your learners, then ask AI to help you create a set of words or tongue twisters or reading passages to practice those sounds in particular. Finally, a quick mention of one of the best uses of AI when you're producing teaching materials is actually tailoring materials to your learners. So you can make it suitable for their level, you can make it simpler for those who struggle, you can make work harder for those who are a bit more advanced, you can adjust the work according to the way people like to learn. Would they rather have a reading passage or a quiz? Would they rather listen to material? And finally, you can also use AI to help you create materials which are tailored to the particular interests of the members of the group. One really important thing to bear in mind, though, when you are asking AI to produce those materials for you is to respect copyright. Don't be tempted to input the material that someone else has produced into the AI and ask it to create material based on that. Someone has already worked very hard to produce it, and it's not fair to give away their work to AI so that it can be used in future. So let's see how this tailoring of materials can work in practice. We're going to use Google Gemini this time. Now, I've been working on simple food vocabulary with my Finnish beginner learners this week. And for next week's class, I want a warmer, which will let them revise what we did. And then we'll move on to a reading comprehension with some simple questions about it. A few of the learners have been studying Finnish already, so I want to give them a bit more of a challenge. Let's think about the prompt that we're going to put in. First of all, this is to get us the warmers, and we're going to set out our context first of all. So usual thing, you need to be an experienced teacher because that will give you better results. Audience, no need to go into a great deal of detail except the fact that they're adults and beginner learners. Context, of course, is the business of the food vocabulary, and our output that we want. Right now, I don't know what I want to do as a warmer, so I'm just going to ask Gemini to suggest some activities that we could do. All right, so let's put this to Gemini and see what it comes up with. All right, so that's the warmers taken care of, and now it's time to get our reading passage so that they can actually practice reading with those vocabulary words. So the input is actually going to be the vocabulary list that we were using last time. I'll copy that into Gemini, and the output that I want, remember I have to specify very clearly how long, how many questions and so on. So we'll go for 100 words and 10 simple questions, and it helps if we can copy it into Google Docs so that we can use it later. All right, so let's put all of this into Gemini, and this will be our first exercise. All right, time for our reading activity. So here is the vocab list that we were practicing last week. So now we're going to copy the finished vocab and give it to Gemini and ask it to create our reading passage using this vocab. And here we go, we have our vocab list in Gemini along with the prompt. So let's see what kind of reading passage it's going to produce for us. All right, so pretty simple vocabulary, quite easy structures, and the food vocabulary highlighted there. I'm not sure I want that, but we can sort that out once it's copy pasted. So questions, again, pretty simple. So what we'll do is copy that response and take it back to our food vocabulary sheet, and it should be possible to post it as a, let's see how it looks when we posted it here. We'll get rid of that bit and so on, and let's see if we can get rid of the bold text so that it's not too visible. Yeah, so here we go. Now we have a short reading passage and our questions, which look good, and we can format that and give it to our students later on in class. And finally, I want to make the passage a little bit harder. So we've already got the passage there in Gemini. I just need to specify a little bit more about it. So I want the passage a little bit more challenging. I want it a bit longer, so let's make it 150 words, and we want some harder questions. And again, let's have the format suitable for copying into Google Docs. And our final prompt for Gemini this time, we build up on what we've already asked. So let's just copy paste the prompt that we talked about here. So this is making the text a bit more challenging. So here we go. And yes, that might be a little bit hard for our learners. So let's see if we can make it a little simpler. Yeah, this one looks good. So this will challenge our more advanced learners. So all we can do is just copy paste this one as well, and then we have two good exercises for our learners. And okay. So there you have it. AI able to produce tailored materials using exactly the right vocabulary. You've had a warmer and you've had not one but two reading passages produced very, very quickly and very, very efficiently. And a reminder, if you had any decent prompts there, then be sure to hang on to those and use them in future as well. And as usual, it's over to you now. So a couple of practice exercises for you to have a go at to see how it is to produce lesson materials with AI. So first up, try and think of a warmer and an exercise that you could create for a class that's coming up, and then modify those so that they're suitable for different kinds of learners. And secondly, have a go at pictures. AI is really good at creating pictures. If you can't find any copyright free ones that you would like to use online, we'll put links for a couple of good picture generation tools in the bio. Have a go at creating some pictures too and see how you get on with that. Next time, we'll be looking at how you can help your learners to use AI in a way that will support their learning and not just get them to do the activities for your learners. So we'll be looking at that next time. But in the meantime, enjoy your prompting. See you later.